Do you want communism, capitalism, or socialism? Or a combination of all? Let's talk about it. I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. Shop at Ensorsale.com. Pick up a cool inspirational t-shirt today. Use code FitfutureMD for 20% off. So, we have an election tomorrow, November 5th, right? And unfortunately this time, it seems that the two-party system has been basically separated into two extreme sides, right? Basically, you're choosing between the lesser of two evils, right? But it really boils down to what kind of system do you believe we should be in, right? Because basically one side is basically pushing towards socialism and then communism, and the other side is pushing a more capitalistic system, right? So it's which system you believe that you could prosper the best under, right? So that being said, I'm going to talk about the principles of those systems a second, and let you decide what you would like to have, right? What you believe that you could be successful under, right? So first I'm going to start with the system that we have, and it's kind of a hybrid of capitalism and socialism, right? So the idea of capitalism is that someone takes capital and invests in a project, whether that be housing, a business, themselves, and they make or earn money so that they can live and feed their family and have all that kind of stuff, right? Now, the negatives of capitalism is that not everybody's able to work, right? Or the ones that aren't able to work, or don't have the capacity to work as much, or basically left in the dark, right? So you have people with mental health, you have obviously genetic conditions. So what the United States has basically done over the years is come out with socialist programs to help bridge the gap, right? So, and I think most people are for these socialist programs, right? So you don't want people to starve, you don't want people to not have a place to live, that kind of thing, right? You don't want people to get to not get treated. You don't want children, especially, to not get treated for medical conditions, right? That kind of thing, right? So those are our socialist programs. They've been in place a long time, and that's basically the system that we have, is a capitalist system with socialist programs, right? Now, where we start pushing towards communism, the number one thing, or like the number two thing on the list of the Communist Manifesto is a progressive tax system, right? So that's where you tax one part of society more than the other, right? So you tax the rich more. So, there's one side that is pushing for a higher progressive tax, right? They're pushing to tax rich people more than the poor people, right? Which makes sense, in a certain way, but if you're actually in a fair and equal society, you would tax everybody the same, right? So keep that in mind. If everything's supposed to be fair and equal, you're supposed to be equal in the eyes of the government, right? That's kind of the whole principle of America, is to be equal in the eyes of the government. Then everybody really should be taxed the same, right? That would be the ideal situation. But right now we have a progressive tax, and obviously that is part of communism, right? So communism is basically where the government owns everything and controls society and how things work, right? So they control the farming, they control the industry, they control the banks, and they control you, right? So you basically eliminate unemployment, everyone has a job, right? but everyone gets paid the same no matter what profession you're in. You know, that kind of thing, right? So that's basically the idea behind communism. Now, where communism really fails is that it's a psychological principle, right? There's people that are elite level people. They're always working, they work hard, they have the ability, and those people, when they see everybody else that's not doing crap, making the same amount as them, having the same car, same house, same number of children, you know, that kind of thing, the same amount of leisure, eventually their work level goes to here, right? And so the principle behind that is that eventually the GDP of the country does this. They all go to the bottom, right? That's the negatives of capitalism, right? But, you know, so theoretically, we all go broke slowly together. It's kind of the gist of capitalism, right? But you know, so both sides have negatives, right? So it's just which side do you land on, right? So do you want to be in a place where you can work hard and be the capitalist and, you know, have a bigger house, have nicer cars, have nicer clothes, you know, that kind of thing? Or do you want to live somewhere where that's not possible, right? Where you're all the same no matter what you do, right? So what China has done, China has mixed communism and capitalism, right? So what they've done is the select few, the select few that test higher than everybody else, they're the elite level workers, all that kind of stuff. They reward them higher. So it's like a mix. So everybody else that's chill, flat, not really doing nothing. They let them be, right? They let them do whatever job they were chosen to do. And then they give certain people the capitalist tendencies, right? So, you know, and that has worked very well for them because they still have the cheap labor of everybody else, but they still have the hard work of the capitalists, right? So it's, you know, so we're facing two different ideals, right? And, you know, well, two mixes of ideas, communism and capitalism together, and then capitalism and socialism together, right? And you're trying to figure out basically which one will win. Also, so with communism, say there is a endangered species or whatever, the government can say, well, screw that endangered species, we're taking the land because it's better for all of us. There's capitalism, you know, you can have organizations come together and say, okay, no, you're not going to eliminate this species because you need a road or because you want to build a building here or whatever. You're not going to deplete this forest because it's going to cause the increase in water temperature and the eggs of the fish can't hatch or whatever, right? So keep that also in mind that, you know, there are other things to consider other than just the monetary part, you know, because when you give control to the government completely, then you're basically under their control and there's nothing you can do about it, right? So these are the things that we are basically all looking for, like, and you basically push yourself towards more socialism, capitalism, when you realize that you can't be the capitalist. You can't be the one that actually increases your level in society. Or, you know, you just lost hope, right? So hopefully this video will increase your hope, right? And, you know, obviously I'm trying to be a capitalist here. I sell t-shirts, right? So pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt today. It's really cool. Part about the capitalist socialist society is that anyone at any time can increase their level in life, right? So, so that's really cool. But basically they're running the playbook to push us to communism, right? The playbook is that there makes a huge gap between the rich and the poor. You have a progressive tax. You start talking about limiting how much people can charge for things, right? And then if they go out of business, you take over their business. That's what is being said. Now, whether that goes to that or not, that's what the future will hold. But that's basically what our choice is, right? We as a society have a choice whether we continue with capitalist socialism that we have, or we move it and progress to something else, right? So keep that in mind. I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. Shop at Ensorsale.com. Pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt. Make sure you like, comment, share this video with somebody that needs it, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.